This is one of the most beautiful parts of South Oxfordshire, and one of the most tranquil stretches of the Thames. A landscape open for centuries, of great landscape value, stretching luxuriantly from the river up to the Chiltern Hills. Quintessentially English villages, architectural gems with strong communities. It's no wonder it's an area which attracts so many visitors each year.
We're doing the Thames Pathway from High Wycombe area, and we're just cycling up the Thames Path and enjoying the beautiful scenery.
Die Landschaft ist sehr schön, mir gefällt es sehr gut. Der Fluss ist ganz schön, die Schiffe, und die Leute sind sehr freundlich.
People come to South Oxfordshire as tourists. They're attracted by the Thames Valley, by the Chilterns, by the Downlands, which all produce together this unique landscape which is South Oxfordshire.
But now all this is threatened by Oxfordshire County Council's plans for a massive land grab in the area for sand and gravel extraction.
I think those, not only the extraction but all the paraphernalia, the workings, the silos, all the large areas of buildings and equipment, that will mar a really attractive area next to the Thames. It'll be visible from people using the Thames. It'll also be visible from the Whitnam Clumps, which is in the area of outstanding natural beauty, a well-known local beauty spot.
The main problem would be the increase in traffic with heavy lorries, but that would destroy the peace of this lovely bit of countryside.
I think it'll drive people away. People will not come to this part of South Oxfordshire. Why would they want to come when they could go to other areas which aren't marred by these large, what are tantamount to industrial workings?
If plans go ahead, this level of destruction could be the fate of the unspoilt landscape of the Stadhampton Benson area, with devastating effects on the surrounding villages and communities.
We're very concerned, not just with the environmental problems, but with the impact on the shop owners and the guest house keepers and everyone who runs a business in Benson, because there is no doubt at all that the proposed development will have a severe effect upon that. People come to this area now because it is a beautiful stretch of countryside. It attracts many tourists throughout the year, and we see a lot of them in Benson. With gravel extraction going on, that number will be severely diminished, and it will affect local businesses without a doubt.
People in the area, first of all, will be seeing the traffic, which will be absolutely horrendous. If it's a dry period, the dust, noise, everybody will be feeling it as they travel through one of the busiest areas of South Oxfordshire for getting from the Henley area to Oxford itself. And then the tourists who see the wonderful countryside will see a change, a dramatic change on an extremely open area, which is visible for everybody travelling towards Oxford.
Oxfordshire County Council's plans envisage a new extraction site capable of producing 400,000 tonnes of sand and gravel a year. That's the amount the council says is required to meet the needs of new housing at areas such as Grove, Didcot and Oxford. To be more environmentally friendly, the council wants the new site located close to where the sand and gravel is going to be used, but it's not quite as simple as that. The county also exports a lot of its sand and gravel, and it's also been badly done to in the carve-up of new extraction quotas imposed on it by the South East England Regional Assembly. Whilst some counties have had significant decreases in their overall targets, Oxfordshire's quota as a percentage of the total sand and gravel required in the South East has actually gone up. And most of that gravel, far from going to building houses locally, will go to London, Milton Keynes and the new towns of the Thames Gateway.
The markets identified by Oxfordshire are in Oxford, in Didcot, in Grove. It would appear that there are markets or resources in closer proximity to those local markets than our area. A further issue remains the transport of mineral beyond the county boundaries, and if the regional figures are accepted as they are, there will be a requirement for that, and again one must question the sustainability of doing that, of transporting what is recognised to be a widespread resource across the southeast out of a county to other areas.
The land grab the county is looking to make is enormous. It's the equivalent of 300 football pitches. Just consider what that would mean to the landscape of the area and to the communities who live in the patchwork of conservation villages across the region.
This is not just a NIMBY reaction, because there are sound technical reasons why gravel should not be quarried in this area. Gravel should be extracted in areas where there will be the least impact on the visual landscape, where there will be the least damage to green belt, to high-grade agricultural land, to historic conservation villages and meadows, and to ancient monuments and significant archaeological sites. And furthermore, it should be in areas which are well served by transport links, preferably rail, but at the very least a decent trunk road.
You don't have to look far to see the effects on local communities. Unlike the Yarnton-Cassington site to the west of Oxford, which is remote from any villages, Sutton Courtenay has experienced firsthand what gravel extraction at close quarters is all about. The impact of the plans on the landscape cannot be exaggerated. The view from this area of outstanding natural beauty, for example, will be completely spoilt by extraction. No screening with trees or bunds will be sufficient to hide it. Or here, at one of the conservation villages, Warborough, where planning policy over the years has deliberately left views through the housing to the Chilterns beyond. Views which will be blighted now by the site of extraction and the pollution which comes with it, impacting not just the landscape but the schools which back onto one of the threatened areas.
The main visual impacts will be during extraction and thereafter during restoration process. Gravel piles, areas of open water and bunds up to 2 to 3 metres high, which will completely change the open character of the local landscape. The effect will be devastating on this area. The historically open landscape, the landscape of pre-enclosure England, will be completely destroyed by these workings. Settlements, footpaths, views from the AO&Bs, all will be compromised.